Okay, everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's me, and today we have another episode of the Morning Brew. If you're new here, the Morning Brew is a podcast that kicks off your day by getting you up to speed on the latest in tech, business, science and culture, all in under 10 minutes. So let's jump in. Alright, first up on the Morning Brew, Elon Musk may have just saved Twitter with a new payment plan. So this deal could save Twitter from bankruptcy. The company is reportedly close to striking a deal with banks for a $46 billion loan that will help it avoid bankruptcy while it navigates Elon Musk's takeover. As a result, shares are up almost 11% at the time of this recording, too. And if you recall, when Elon originally tried to back out of the deal, Twitter's board activated what's known as a poison pill, a shareholders' rights plan that allows existing shareholders to buy more shares at a discount in the event of a takeover attempt. This move would dilute Elon's stake and make it more difficult for him to gain control of the company. But now it looks like he may have found a way around this. In a tweet, a court filing, Elon told the court that he has secured $46.5 billion in financing to acquire Twitter and that the banks and the loan have agreed to lend him the money on the condition that they don't have to actually pay out anything until the deal closes. Essentially, Elon's arguing that, since the banks aren't taking on any risk, they won't be hurt by the poison pill, and therefore he should be allowed to go ahead with the purchase. Twitter's board will meet on Friday to discuss the proposal and decide whether or not to accept it. We'll keep an eye on this one. Next up, speaking of big tech deals, Amazon's $10 billion antitrust fine was just reduced. On Wednesday, the European Union's second highest court said that Amazon had to pay a fine of €25 million, or about $27.5 million, for violating EU antitrust rules. The case was filed in 2020 after the EU Commission accused Amazon of using third-party seller data to develop its own competing products. The Commission said that this practice put Amazon in a position to benefit from access to commercially sensitive information of its competitors and to use it to develop and promote its own competing products. However, on Wednesday, the EU court said that there were no concrete examples of harm suffered by rival companies, and therefore the fine should be reduced by 2/3. Amazon still has to pay the fine, but it's a win nonetheless. Next up, Rivian is recalling nearly 13,000 vehicles due to a loose fastener. The recall affects certain Rivian R1T trucks and R1S SUVs from 2019 through 2022. According to the company, a fastener in the rear upper suspension control arm can become loose, which can cause a control arm to separate from the vehicle. Now, this could obviously be pretty dangerous, so Rivian is recalling the vehicles to inspect and retighten the bolts for free. Thankfully, there have been no injuries or accidents reported as a result of this issue. The recall comes just 1 week after Rivian went public with an IPO that valued the company at $150 billion. And lastly, we'll brew today with some inspiring news from NASA. On Tuesday, the space agency revealed the first ever image from the James Webb Space Telescope, showing a star with the telltale diffraction spikes that are a hallmark of images taken by the telescope. Now, the star in question is located 1780 light-years away, and the image was taken by one of the telescope's 4 instruments called NIRCam, or the near-infrared camera. The instrument captures near-infrared light at wavelengths between 0.6 and 5 microns, which, according to NASA, allows it to see things that are impossible to observe with the human eye, or even most telescopes. NASA says that over the next months, the team will continue to test the telescope's instruments and align the segments of its massive golden mirror to get it ready to explore the universe and answer fundamental questions about the cosmos. Of course, this is just a tiny fraction of what's going on in the world of tech, science, business, and culture. For more stories like these, make sure you subscribe to our channel and check out our site for daily updates. And if you want even more, we've got 2 more podcasts you can check out. There's the Daily Brew, which covers all the day's news in about 15 minutes, and the Evening Brew, which is basically the same thing, but for the evening commute. Thanks for listening, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!